Everyone, this is Sarah here with the City of Tampa's Visual Art Studios. Welcome to another Friday Zoom art class. Today we're going to be making silicone molds. And this is just a little example that I made using a foam stamp. And this is the silicone that we've been using. Apparently there are two different kinds. There's a number 1 and a number 2. And the one that we got, the number 2, does not work with dish soap. So we're going to be using cornstarch today. And if we can get our act together next week, we'll see if we can figure out the dish soap and make another video. So the supplies you're going to need for this one are silicone caulk and a caulking gun, cornstarch, food coloring, your objects to mold, gloves, and wax paper or a silicone mat. And if you'd like, you can get some kind of old bowl or a small bucket or something that you can mix it in. So I'm putting the cornstarch in the container first, and then I'm going to squeeze a bunch of that silicone caulk in there. And then I dropped about 4 or 5 drops of food coloring into it. And then I'm just going to knead it. And I'm going to keep kneading it for a while. You want to get it to the consistency of Play-Doh, so you don't want it to be sticky anymore. And part of the problem that I was having before, this has been quite a journey with this project, but I think what I was doing before was, well, first of all, we weren't aware. I was not aware that this kind, the number 2, doesn't work with dish soap, but I think I just wasn't kneading and adding enough cornstarch. So just keep going until it isn't sticky anymore. When it stops feeling sticky, it should be good to go. So I just keep kneading, and I'll kind of take cornstarch and flatten it. I'll flatten out the silicone, and then I'll sprinkle cornstarch on it and then knead it into it. Alright, so now I'm going to move over to the wax paper. I put a little bit of cornstarch down. It shouldn't be sticky anymore, but when it sits on a surface for a little bit, it will get a little bit sticky, so I just put some down to be safe. Alright, so this is an apple snail shell, and I just pressed that into it, and that was good to go, and I set that off to the side. This is one of those little wooden Christmas trees. I am going to go ahead and say be careful using things with lots of little tiny holes and things, because this was incredibly difficult to get out of the silicone. So, you know, you can try it, but I'm just letting you know that anything with a lot of tiny little holes, you might end up just ripping the silicone out instead of, you know, getting it out neatly. So I'm going to set that aside. The other thing too, I was using a lot of foam stamps. So we have a bunch of those in the back, and they're pretty thick compared to, you know, regular rubber stamps. So I liked the way those were pushing into the silicone. So I was using a bunch of those, all kinds of stuff. I had some little tiny dinosaur toys that I was pushing into it. And you should, if it's mixed properly and it's not sticky anymore, you really should be able to push anything into it, and it should come out and not stick to it too badly. And this is the stuff, this is the number 1, so it's GE, and it's silicone, and that's the one that works with the dish soap. Or you can find this stuff. So this company makes a lot of mold making products, and they make different kinds of things, rubbers that you can brush onto vertical surfaces. They make 2-part pouring rubber silicone molds. That stuff is kind of expensive. So, you know, if you're on a budget, I would definitely say to try the silicone because it's not super expensive. But if you've got some money to spend, You know, I would check this stuff out, check out one of these products. The silicone works, but those rubber molds are, you know, designed specifically for this kind of stuff. So check that out too if you want to. And that is all for this one. Thanks for watching, and you guys stay safe and stay inspired.